Hey guys, it's RWBY 2000. I just found this awesome piece of fan art of Weiss, and I really have honestly no clue what she's wearing, but she looks pretty awesome. And today we are going to talk about Weiss. Hey guys, it's RWBY 2000, and here's another episode of RWBY Theory, a brief history of Weiss Schnee. Now, we don't know all of what's gone on in Weiss's past, but Rooster Teeth has given us some hints through the 2 volumes of RWBY that are out. And in volume 3 or 4, Weiss just might open up to RWBY and the rest of the team as to what actually did happen. So, you probably think that living in a lap of luxury, having the best education, and getting everything you ever wanted because you have enough money to do so would be an awesome life, wouldn't it? But not if your family didn't tolerate any mistakes. I mean, they're the Schnees. They are a power. They are a symbol of power in the world. They are rich. They are famous. They've got to keep up their image for the world. And so imagine being born into this family that just doesn't have the concept of failure. They want success, and they want success on the first try. And as a little kid, you're gonna mess up. I mean, that's a given. And so when you mess up to a family that doesn't accept failure, you're gonna be reprimanded a lot. Especially if you have a perfect older sister. And this is where Winter comes in. We know about Winter when Weiss goes to the console to check on the Schnee Dust Company records to see if there were any irregularities. And the consulwoman says, do you want to talk to your sister Winter or your father? And Weiss kind of does this fake smile and says, no thank you. And so I don't think Weiss has a very good relationship with really any of her family members, but Winter included, because coming from experience, having a sibling that you see is nearly perfect while you mess up in every other aspect of life is really, really hard. Especially when your parents go on and on about that sibling. Now, I have not had my parents go on and on about my sister. But in a family like the Schnees, there's going to be some praise tossed Winter's way. And so here we see Weiss, the gears in Weiss's head start turning. And we know in Volume 1 that Weiss has always wanted bunk beds as a kid. So Weiss's parents don't really like her all that much and pay mostly attention to Winter. But someday, for some odd reason, Weiss finds out about bunk beds. And at this point in time, since Weiss is very young, she idolizes Winter. She wants to be Winter's friend. She wants to be in good with Winter because she knows she is very jealous of Winter, but she's her sister, right? I mean, sure, they're not always going to get along, but they're family. And so, and Weiss also kind of wants to ride Winter's coattails to get in good with her parents. And so she kind of has this idea, what if Winter and I share a room? And you know, as a way to bond together. And so, when you're a little kid and you get excited about something, it is the greatest thing ever. And you want everyone to know that it is the greatest thing ever. You are so hyped up as a little kid. What you have found is just the greatest thing in the whole wide world. And so, oh, it turned off. There we go. Oh, Come on, focus, focus, focus. Okay. There it goes. And so, Weiss asked, Mommy, Daddy, do you think we could buy some bunk beds? Shh, honey, your sister's practicing. Well, I was just thinking, honey, Winter's practicing. Or it could be just that we're the Schnee family. We don't really do bunk beds. They're just so shoddily made. And so, either way, Weiss's parents just kind of blow her off in this instant, trying to actually get closer to her family. And so, at this moment, Weiss starts to become the Ice Queen. She starts hiding her excitement and emotions with her family, because if they're not going to care if she's excited about something, what her interests and dislikes are, then why bother showing emotion at all if no one's going to care? Next, we jump a few years, and back to present-day RWBY. During the dance, John comes in with this epic guitar solo trying to ask Weiss out to the dance, and she slams the door in his face, and the other girls look at her like, why'd you do that? And she crosses her arms and says, boys have only cared about the perks of the Schnee name, or something along that lines. So, let's go back to Weiss's past. Now, Weiss has grown into a young lady at this point, and she has been trained in the ways of what a proper young lady does in this society. And she's also hitting puberty, the point in time where you start to think about the opposite gender a lot. And so there are these balls and parties that the Schnee family goes to because they're the Schnee family. They can't miss these social occasions. And so Weiss falls in with this blue blood rich guy that really seems to like her. And because Weiss has hidden her emotions from her family for so long now, because her family just kind of sloughs her off when she does, she actually finds someone who enjoys her, loves her for who she is, that she can just talk about stuff with. However, it turns out that the guy, it somehow slips out that the guy and his parents weren't really interested in Weiss, just the honor of being in the Schnee family. And so, Weiss gets really hurt. And, well, she's had a taste now of what it's like to be loved, what it's like for someone to hear your soul, hear what it is going on, and empathize with you, and love you for who you really are. And so Weiss now has a hunger for that. And so she starts again with another guy, and the same thing happens. He only wants her for her family name and not who she really is. And it happens again. And this is where Weiss shuts down. This is where she goes full-on Ice Queen. The straw that broke the camel's back. She cannot do this anymore. She is tired of being hurt by the people she loves. And so she puts up walls around herself. She hides emotions from just people, just acquaintances every day, and she puts on this air of snootiness and this angry, haughty persona, because deep inside she's really a nice girl, but she has just been hurt too many times, and her feelings stepped on and crushed too many times, that she has shut down and become full-on Ice Queen. But then she goes to Beacon, and she gets on Team RWBY, and finally, there are people who like her for who she is, and we see her break out of that Ice Queen persona a little bit. trying to crack jokes and open up and tell some of them what has transpired in her past. And with all the boy problems, with all the hiding emotions, you have her father coming home angry every day because of White Fang attacks. And that's got to be a lot on a young girl, on anyone. That has got to be a lot. But Weiss is now opening up. She's developing as a character, and all this stuff. And because she was so cut off from everyone, and she just wanted someone to listen, she has always wanted a pet, because pets are loyal, and she can never have a dog. And so that's why she just fawns all over Zwei. And so they've just kind of put these pieces in with Weiss' past. Haven't really told us anything concrete yet, but I think I am kind of close to what went on in Weiss' past. So, with that said, J-Blade 2000 out.